coming from a non-disclosed location near Nashville, Tennessee, we bring the Hump Day Hombres. With your host will be Molly Parks. Hey, welcome y'all. We're out here at Hump Day Hombre. And I thought I'd come out here and just shoot a little intro to our show today. We're not going to have a real long one, but we do have a couple of things happening. And still wrapping up from doing some time off this past week and really enjoyed that. And Deborah will share a little bit about that too. But anyway, been out at a place called Beamon Park, and we visited there. And Beamon Park, probably about 9 or 10 miles outside of downtown Nashville. And you can do a lot of different hiking out there. We did about a 3-mile hike, and up and back down. I like the going down part. That was nice. But no, it was a good little climb out there, and beautiful little park. Weather was good. Also did a couple of kayaks this past weekend with Deborah, and we did one where it was just too windy out there, and then we did one today, or not today, but a couple of days ago. That I sent my sister a birthday party. I'll include that on here too, because we didn't do a whole lot of shooting out there. But anyway, there's good places you can go: kayaking, fishing, all kinds of boating around here. We also did that hike there, and did have a good visit with one of my doctors that originally had wanted to get me diagnosed for what was going on. And so we hadn't met for 4 months, and so we had a good visit. She sounded really positive about how well I've been doing, and you know, I have to be honest, I feel pretty positive about it too. Given all the things that happened, you know, surviving it okay. So anyway, we did that little hike, and then today I'm going to do, well, this weekend I've been watching some dogs for a friend of mine. They're taking some time off this week. And so, but I also will include a Tennessee Tennessee red berry lumps. You know, it's so funny, the words I can't come up with. They'd make you laugh, they're so funny. But anyway, glad y'all can be a part of this today, and we'll send it out. Y'all have a good day, and remember, it's Hump Day Hombre. Hey, honey.
Hi, Wally.
What you doing?
What you doing today?
Well, I was out walking in a tree. I looked up and I saw a tree looking down at me.
What day is it?
It is
Hump Day Hombres from Beamon Park.
That's right. You know, you're right. It is Hump Day Hombre. About halfway up, I was stuck up this hump. Were you there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Well, anyway, we're going to have a good old show today, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to be walking out here in the woods. Just like 9 miles from just about Nashville is all we are.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 miles.
So many nice places to visit in Tennessee.
That's true.
And Kentucky.
This is going to be a good one here. I wonder if people will be able to hear us with all our trees knocking on us. All our wood knocking on this here deck.
I don't know. I'll slow down. The Nature Center's closed today. They close on Sundays. But they are open Monday through Friday and Saturday.
It is open on Hump Day Hombres.
There you go.
Know that. Well, anyway, we'll have fun out here. Hope you enjoy it.
Bye.
It's online though. It's online though. It's online though. Hey. Kind of bring it down a little bit. Hello, Polly.
Hi, Polly.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Polly. Happy birthday to you and many more. All right, have a great day. We love you.
Hey, Polly. Love you.
Well, as to bring ourselves towards close of this today's show, we have here a story from the Civil War, and this one is called Civil War Lore. If you read the history books, you will find no records of any major action around here during the Civil War. Now there's a asterisk here. It says, this fact is confirmed by Tennessee historian Ted P. Yeatman. However, According to the words of the folks who lived through it, we had quite a sampling of action in the northwest David County area. For example, on the late Paul Dunn's farm, even on Hunter's Lane, several old battle trenches still exist. Also, there have been quite a number of mini balls found on the farm. On the top of the hill, where the old house stood, there remains an old flat cannon emplacement. What good is a cannon emplacement except for major action in a war? Good question. Anyway, over a period of some 50 years, or listening to the old folks tell their tales, I've picked up a few Civil War legends. Now, Aunt Critty, as we call her, was born a slave. She was freed by the effects of the Civil War outcome. She was a very interesting person to talk with, for she seemed to have a memory just like the words of a history book. Aunt Critty related to this tale. During the siege of Nashville, a large group of Yankee soldiers came out to this part of the country on a food gathering raid. This was the same one where they stole the corn crop from Mr. Daniel Cuffman of Licton Pikes. See Dr. Daniel Cuffman, page 35. Aunt Critty stated that the local folks were pretty well prepared for the coming of the Yankees. They had used every known way to hide every morsel they could. One of the better tricks was the way they hid their country meat. In every old smokehouse, there was a wooden smoke box sitting on the dirt floor. They'd build a fire in it and smother it out with the sawdust to smoke the hams. This box was also full of ashes, under which the Southerners hid their meat. It worked out very well, since the Yankees didn't bother to dig in the same smoke boxes. Also, a good thing developed out of that effort. The Confederates discovered that hams cured in the wood ashes made a very good grade of smoked meat. We even keep up the practice today. There were other ways to hide things, one of which was quite unique. Up on the top of Mount Airy, there were two cisterns, one by Aunt Sally G's house and one out by the ridge from it. Now, cisterns were built to store water by catching rainwater that ran off rooftops. They were very deep, and when a body looked down inside, it was tempting to go swimming. But by Aunt Critter's word, these special cisterns on Mount Airy had false bottoms, laying under a mere 2 feet of water. Under the bottoms, there were room about 20 feet square. There were tunnels from the undersides of the houses to the storerooms under the cisterns. They were the best hiding places used for stashing food. During this particular food raid, Aunt Critty told about there was a slight scrimmage on Shaw's Road. It pitted some farmers, a few teenage boys, and a couple of Confederate soldiers aging in the Yankees. As a result of the fight, that men in the Yankee squad were all killed. Therefore, the question arose of what to do with the bodies. Very interesting. So, well, there's a big sinkhole in the solid rock creek at the fork of Butterworth Road and the White Creek Pike. One could put a 10-foot fence rail in the sinkhole and listen for the couple of minutes before it finally hit bottom. So guess where the Yankee soldiers were buried? There was disagreement about what to do with the Yankees' weapons. The local folks couldn't really afford to keep any of them, for if they got caught with them, it would mean instant death. Nevertheless, they decided to keep the guns since they might prove to be handy. They considered it worth the risk. Now, after a while, though the folks got seated about having them, being as the rifles had U.S. Army stamped all over them, so they decided to hide them after all. They took some of the siding off one of the older houses on the Shaw Road and hid the weapons in the wall. Some of them were found not long ago, and one of the bayonets still had the bluing on it. Then there the saga of the Wolf family. By the headwaters of the Sycamore Creek stood the old Wolf House, later known as the Jim Bell Place. Now, some think that that's the origin of the Bell Witch, but that's another story. By the way, if you're from around this area, you will obviously come to know about the Bell Witch. The Wolves were right prosperous people and owned several slaves. During the war, one of the Yankees' foot raiding parties came across the Wolf Place and behaved with respect towards the family until they found the slaves. On the top of that, they didn't find much food, for the wolves were masters at the hiding game. So the Yankees locked up the wolves in the smokehouse, burned down the house proper, and freed the slaves by taking them along. Who knows? Those slaves might have jumped out of the frying pan into the fire, judged by the Northerners' actions. The old wolf chimney was torn down just a couple of years ago, and some 1860s artifacts were found in it. Now here's a big more Civil War lore. Say that 3 times real fast. Down Licton Pike, just below the fork of Butterworth Road, up on the side of W. Benton's land, there is a long flat that runs nearly the length of the hill. This bend was used as a training camp for Confederate men for years. It was well secluded, and folks say it turned out some mighty good and soldiers. Well, another great story on the Tennessee Redberry Tales. So I hope you enjoy this tonight, and I hope you have a good weekend. Thanks for watching in on Hump Day Hombres, and we will see you next week. Bye.